And sort of the last questions, because I know I'm a nurse and I'm sort of like about health and well-being and, keeping mind and body and soul together. We've talked about resilience, but is there, other things as your health been affected? You talked about the loss of, close ones and things like that. And that does have an impact on sort of like body and soul. And I just wonder, as an entrepreneur, how you take care of your health, of your well-being and keeping it together. You're very inspirational and you're very motivational and very positive. But do you have down days, and how do you move forward with that?
Yeah, I think it's a myth that to be successful and to be happy, that you have this constant state of happiness, and you have this constant state of everything is fine. You can know intellectually that everything is fine. I know intellectually everything is going to be all right. I know that in my soul. But does that mean that I don't have days when I'm like, you know, what are we doing here? I just want to crawl under a bed. And of course I have, emotions. I have, all the things that women go through with our ups and downs and mood swings and everything. And that doesn't make me any less of a successful person, And so one of the things that has been so key for me in this journey, especially over the past year, has been having a therapist. I think that our mental health is so important. Our physical health is important as well. And I think there's, a few things that we all know to do is, to drink water, eat as well as you can, and, get some movement in. And I think that that's important. It definitely, increases my mood when I can, take a walk outside. I mean, that was one of my saving graces during lockdown when we couldn't do anything. We couldn't go anywhere. I mean, my daily walk around the waterfront where we were living at that time, it was my saving grace. It was a thing that cleared my head. It was a thing that reminded me that everything is going to be okay. Because for me, it's about seeing God's creation. Like when I see trees, I see the sky, when I see the water, these are all things that God created, and God also created me. So there is no limits to what can happen here. There's no limits to what I can do. But at the same time, we're not robots, right? So having a therapist, just over this past year has been really helpful, especially with people being able to do video sessions and doing the telehealth stuff. And my husband, he's, in therapy with me as well, because even though, we live in this uncertain world, our brains want everything to be certain. We want to know why. We want to know why did, our mother in love have to pass away?
Yeah.
Why is this pandemic happening? Why are all these things that we wanted to happen not happening? When is it going to end? All those things are outside of our control. So one only thing we can do is to manage our mind and have some ways to cope and to get into a better space and to feel better. And so for me, it's all just been about feeling better. How can you feel better in this moment? How can I feel better in my relationship? How can we remember that we're all human and we live in this uncertain world? And, getting help with that, I think is very, very important, because especially as Black women, I think that people just expect us to be strong without a manual for how to be strong. We're not born with how to be a strong Black woman. People just assume that we're strong because we deal with things. We deal with things because otherwise we will die. We will die under the weight of everything that's going on. So I think that it's an act of power and an act of self-love to get the support that you need, whether it's a therapist, it's a coach. I prefer all of the above: a therapist, a coach, a mentor, a mastermind, girlfriends, people who they don't expect nothing of you, but girl, let me order you a drink. Let's watch Netflix. Let's take our bras off and put our pajamas on and just be who we are. All of that is necessary for us to be happy Black women and for us to be productive members of society, for us to be there for other people by first being there for ourselves. All of that is important. So without my therapist, girl, I don't know where I would be right now.